Hi Fancy fans, welcome back to Flights of Fancy. And today we're out on a chilly day up on the top of majestic Cabbage Hill in Oregon, just outside of Pendleton, between Pendleton and La Grande. And this is one of my very most favorite viewpoints ever. So I thought I'd better do a nice little intro here on our way through. It's a cold, windy day today, but this view is still really, really nice. Today we'll be doing a phenomenal art project, yet to be determined as usual. We always have fun here. I better cut this short. My poor mom's waiting out here in the cold. Here is a piece of leftover soap that I had from making cactus in beds, and I'm just going to go ahead and use this again and make it be for dinosaurs. I have some nice Stegosaurus molds. These are some silicone molds I got at the craft store for, probably more so for baking chocolates, but of course they work just as well for soap. Spritz them here with a bit of rubbing alcohol. I get the really high percentage rubbing alcohol. And I don't know if it's really necessary to spritz the mold first, but just in case. And then I spritz it after to eradicate any bubbles. And here I waited for 15 or 20 minutes, I think, before unmolding them. And see, it's just so much fun to unmold them from the silicone mold. Oh, look how perfect and sweet they are. So shiny, and I love this color. Here I'm going to make some more soap. That's the package it comes in from the craft store. You can get probably any brand, but or you could probably buy it online too. This is the melt and pour glycerin soap. It's already soap in this state. You can wash with it, you can use it as it is, but of course it's fun to melt it down, add colorants, add scents, add anything you want, and then pour it into molds and make it into fancy soap. Here I am putting it in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time, and then stirring it, and 30 more seconds, and stirring it 30 more seconds, for however long you need to make it nice and smooth and liquidy. And then I'm going to add some liquid soap colorants. I have both these liquid soap colorants from the craft store and a bunch of mica I got online. This is kind of just some cheap micas to experiment with. And oh, glitter. I've had that glitter sitting around forever. I'm just going to use it in everything. That is some rose scented essential oil that I used. Oh, more glitter. Oh my gosh, I made it too glittery. I'm sorry. I went nuts with the glitter. Here we go, making more dinosaur embeds. So much fun to fill up the molds. I'm going to spritz it with rubbing alcohol again. And now I'm going to use a dry brush and paint the embeds with mica. It's very, very, very fine colored powder, and it sticks to the soap. The soap's already just a little tacky, just enough tacky that the dry mica is going to stick to it just fine. But I put the little plate under it because a bunch falls off still. I was going to make white spots, but then I changed my mind and colored it all white. And I have like pink and gold and black, and I just made them all kinds of fun colors. I didn't really have a cohesive theme here, but they're all being cut apart, so it's one dinosaur per soap, so it doesn't really matter what color they are. It's so fun and satisfying to watch. Oh, while we watch, I have to say, I went ahead and donated these soaps to a charity benefiting Midwives for Haiti, and I'll put that in the comments. If you have a moment, please donate as much as you would like, or anything. Just take the time for that. That would be amazing with everything that's going on in Haiti right now and so forth. So I had to get that out there. And there we go. Aren't they sparkly? This one with the base green color. Okay, and here come the sparkly ones I just made. Super sparkly. All the sparkles sink to the bottom, which is kind of cool because when they're in the mold, the bottom is the top. I just went ahead and painted their spines in this case, so I didn't cover up all the sparkles, but they're still very colorful. And with the leftover soap I still had, I cut it a bit to get some air between the pieces before microwaving it again and using it again. Get those pieces, all those little stubborn pieces stirred in there, melt it again, and re-pour. Spritz it with some rubbing alcohol. Okay, here's my slab mold, or loaf mold I should say. It's a loaf mold. Makes a loaf of soap. And now I'm going to make the base of the soap, which is the ground that the Stegosauruses will be walking on. And this is just some old random color that I had saved for just such an occasion. And this is some like super old melt and pour soap I had from a long time ago. I'll just throw that in there. Doesn't matter if it's clear or not, because I'm going to be adding some colors, some coffee grounds and things in there to make it look like dirt. And just keep popping it in the microwave and melting it and stirring it, microwaving it and stirring it until it's just right. It's some random taupe color now, but yeah, that soap can be really sticky at this stage. Okay, that's better. Stir some more. Okay, I'm adding honey to make it really moisturizing and smell good. And making sure that gets blended in there real good. The soap is very hot at this point, so keep that in mind. Okay, here's the soap. Sorry, it's kind of sacrilegious to be adding this soap, but this coffee, but it's so old. I don't think it tastes like anything anymore. I just didn't use that kind of coffee for the longest time. So it's probably old and tasteless now at this point. But it makes for some great dirt color and exfoliant. The coffee makes great exfoliant in the soaps. That's the main reason. Get that in the loaf mold, and it doesn't matter if it's lumpy or anything because it's just the ground. The dirt, the ground is all lumpy and stuff, but I want to reduce bubbles by spritzing it. And set that aside to dry for 30 or 40 minutes or longer. And test it. Okay, my little embeds are not going to sink too far or at all into the perfectly dried soap. Arrange them just so. I didn't have to stagger them like that because once you cut them apart, they're separate. So, I don't know, just look good in the mold, I guess, at that point. And now I'm chopping up some clear soap to go around the embeds. And be really careful when you're chopping soap. It's kind of tacky and it sticks to the knife, so just go slow. This is sped up, but I was taking my time to be very careful not to cut myself. Alright, get that all melted up. And now we're going to add some more honey and some more sparkles. We have some sparkly air. Oh no, I dropped the lid. Oh, the lid and all the sparkles fell out. I cracked myself up and then I just added more sparkles anyways. Alright, get that honey melted. Get rid of the bubbles. Okay, now we can carefully pour it around the embeds. I don't want to knock them over and have sideways dinosaurs. That would be awkward. Yeah. Now I poured all this soap in and I thought, oh, it's too shallow. The dinosaurs are barely covered. I didn't chop up enough soap, so I had to chop up some more soap and make another layer of clear soap to represent the sparkly air, I guess, around the dinosaurs. A little more honey, a little more fragrance, a little more sparkles. It's all rose scented. I don't know what scents dinosaurs would go with. Alright, pop all those bubbles with some rubbing alcohol. And here I had some extra dinosaur embeds. Oh, sparkly, sparkly. And this is the previous soap I made, and I made this like whipped soap top. And I did a lot of research to figure out how to make this fluffy, squishy. It's a little delicate, but it's really, really fun. In this case, it's representing clouds. The clouds over Arizona. Not that I have some family in Arizona. Okay, here we go. Here's the next day. I am chopping up the dinosaur soap. That's the mold, silicone mold, very handy. And I chopped it that way, and oh, the ground fell off. Oh, I forgot to spritz the ground with rubbing alcohol, so chopping it sideways like this, the ground didn't really fall off, but it might fall off later. It's not very well attached because I forgot the rubbing alcohol. But use a vegetable peeler and beveled all of the edges to make it look very professional. Looks like a beautiful gem. Do the same with the cactus soap. And here's how I package it. And that's it, I guess. Enjoy and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks. Bye. That's some really sparkly dinosaur soap.